3DP UK. So today's unboxing is the Creality CI Scan Ferret. This is the up-to-date model for the scanning technology coming from Creality. The original scanner was called the Lizard. So going on the theme of animals, they've chosen CI Scan Ferret as the name for this. I know that the community found that the original scanner was quite difficult to use in terms of usability. So I'm hoping that this particular model has had some improvements that allows us to be able to scan things with not too much issues. Now I know that mostly it was around the actual program itself. So we're going to have a quick look at that today. We're going to have a quick look over the aspects of what you find within the box as well, and also how easy it is to 3D scan something like this. So this is just something that I've selected because, as you can probably see, not too many angles and aspects to it, so the 3D scanner should pick this up quite well. That's the plan anyway, and that's what I'm hoping. So currently the CR Scan Ferret is now available to purchase on the Creality website and some third-party sales websites such as Amazon and eBay. So they're stating on the Creality store at the moment it's a high quality and an affordable price, which at $359 for a scanner, I would say yes, that's pretty true, considering that most scanners of this sort of nature are around about £800 to £1,000, but realistically it really boils down to the usability and does it deliver the actual quality that you hope for, because obviously if it doesn't, then kind of devalidates the price. It's a compact design, so it's only weighing 105 grams, which is really good if you're taking it away, and obviously you can use your mobile phone with this, so I'll go through that when I do the unboxing. It has a dual mode scanning capability, so wide range scanning and high accuracy mode, up to 30 FPS for smoother, faster scanning. So that means there's less workload on the actual machine itself. Full color scanning, so it reflects the real world in the real way. Easy to hold and carry, so as I said, when I do the unboxing you'll see that. It works well in bright sunlight, so that's good. Low power consumption can be powered with a 5-volt power bank and even your Android phone. Comes with a Creality Scan app and software, so both for your phone and for your PC. It will be Mac operated, supported from June 2023. So realistically it's out to the market middle of May as we speak now, but the Mac will be supported hopefully from June onwards. So if you currently purchase this now, you should receive it within the next few days. They're hoping to deliver around about the 14th of May to the 17th of May. So this is all the information from the Creality website. So let's just quickly unbox now. Okay, so as you can see, let's move these items out of the way. So it comes in a nice sturdy box, and within the box is a very, very sleek carry case. Now this carry case, very sturdy, so you can take it out with you for the day, put it in your luggage if you want to take it on holiday with you, and obviously having that option to be able to film and 3D scan something that you might see and you might like, and you want to take away a memorabilia but you don't have anywhere you can buy it, so it's just things like that. Say for instance this model, you saw it there, obviously if it's not in a shop I don't think they would take too kindly you scanning in a shop, but if it was just something like a model that you wanted to take a scan of and maybe print for yourself. So within the, so it's zipped as well, which I like, sturdy case, and once you open it up you receive a quick user manual. Now in the user manual you will have English on the front and I believe it's Chinese on the other side. We'll have a look at that. It could possibly be just in English, so we'll have a deeper look at that in a second. In here, so I have actually already had a quick look at this, so it's not a full unboxing. So this is the actual camera itself, as you can see. Quite a nice design, very compact, very sturdy. I do like the actual look of this. It's not too clunky and too big, which is always a great start. And then on here you have the tripod. Now, looking at this earlier, actually comes with a built-in power bank, and you'll see how this all fits together. The tripod as well with the legs, which very, very nice, stands quite like that. And then in here you have this is specifically for a mobile phone. Now, quite simply clamps around it, so as you can see. Then you have the attachment, and to be able to actually swing the camera in different directions, forward and backwards, sideways, so locking mechanism to hold it in place, which is really good. What else do we have? So that's everything from the lower part of the case. So the upper part of the case, looking at it earlier, you have two sets of cables. So the first cable is for the connection to the camera, which is to the right hand side here. Also has a lock-in twist on it as well, as you can see here, so that's good, so it stops the wire popping out. And last but not least, another cable. So this is specifically for mobile phone use, this particular one. So has a number of other little items, such as the Creality logo and some desiccant and a Allen key. Not quite sure what the Allen key is for as of yet. So this particular wire connects up to your mobile. So the camera, this fits to the camera, this fits to the mobile, and this fits into the power bank, which obviously provides power to the Ferret. So, as you can see, quite limited in terms of what you have to put together, so it's not too technical. I do like the whole look of it, the design, the colouring and the size, so it's not too overwhelming. So if you were taking it away with you, it's not going to be too much. Now we'll have a quick look at the user manual. So as you can see, the user manual, much like Creality's user manuals, there's always a lot of detail. We won't go into that today. You could have a look at that yourself online. These are all available to look at. Just gives you an idea of what you receive within the box and what sort of features it has. It also gives you some specifications, which I read out earlier. We also have the hardware connection, so it gives you an idea of how to put that together, and that's what we're going to do now. There's going to be two ways that we're going to do this. So the first way I'm going to show you as a mobile phone setup, and then the second way via your laptop or desktop PC. So that's what we're going to do now, just to show you the two individual setups. Okay, so as I said, there's two options. So we're going to set it up as if it's for portable use, so taking it out in the outside your house, or on a trip or business trip, anything like that. So we're going to set it up. So we're not going to use the instruction manuals. From looking at the instruction manual, it's very simple to set up, and I don't believe you can get it wrong. So the first option is to put this phone holder on. So this twists on quite simply like so, and you want it so that the clamp is around about here. So you'll see the reason for that in a minute. And then you've got your USB facing that way. So the next part is obviously the clamp. Now this quite simply just pushes into this little location slot, and as you can see, spins around quite freely, and you can just lock it into place like so. The next option is to add your mobile phone. So taking care not to turn it off, which I've done quite a few times, and as you can see, the mobile phone is in place. Holds it quite securely, so you don't need to worry about that. As I said, this is the cable for setting up for computer use. The next thing we need to do is add the camera itself. So that fits, you want to be facing it the opposite way. So this is the front, this is the back. You want to be facing it the opposite way to where your mobile phone is. So once you've located the clip, it's got a twisty knob in there, you'll feel it bite, which it is now. And once you feel it bite, don't over tighten it, but also don't under tighten it. You want to make sure it's as secure as possible. You don't want it dropping off. And as you can see, so far, that's the main setup for using it on a mobile phone. But as I said earlier, you can use this unlocking pin, and then that can twist up and down so that you can take lower angles. So the next step is to add the cable. Now it does give you a description on there as to how you actually do that. It's very simple to use, not too difficult in that respect. So as I said, you've got a locking nut, so you can just put this on like so into the Ferret camera. Make sure you lock it into place because that can pull out. This is a USB-C connection, so you will need a mobile phone that is specified on the website. So before you purchase this, especially if you want to use it mobile, make sure that your brand of mobile suits the actual scanner, because from what I can see, the only cables I received was a USB selection. So I would say that anything with a USB-C, but like I say, check the website out, Creality website, and it will give you more detail as to what phones it actually works with. Now this just plugs into the USB port at the bottom of my Samsung. And then very last connection is to connect into the power bank. This powers the actual Ferret itself. And as you can see, you've got these 4 indicators here. There is also another slot just underneath the USB slot, which is a USB-C slot. Now I believe you can also charge this whilst you're on the move. So if this power bank dies, you can charge the power bank. Now, as you can see, this is literally the setup of the Ferret in terms of mobile phone use. Now, you don't use the cameras on your mobile. It's completely dependent on your Ferret scanner. The mobile is the actual means to carry out the scan. Now, what I'm going to show you now is adding on the app itself. Okay, so what you'll want to do is go to the Creality website, go to the Ferret scanner section, and it will give you the options for downloading the app. So this is specifically for your mobile. It will be called Creality Scan, and once you've downloaded that, open up the actual system and you will have a notification saying allow Creality Scan to access the CR Scan Ferret. Obviously we do, so you press OK. And as you can see, I've already done a model recently just to double check. You can delete those models as well. I was just doing that for a quick trial. So on here you've got different settings. So you've got if you're going to be 3D scanning a face or geometry or high quality, you can change all of these settings. So by selecting that, you can check whether there's small, middle or large items, so it gives you the dimensions and the distance that you would need to be at. Whether you were scanning a face or a body, so it would change that as well. So geometry or texture, depending on what you're actually going to be scanning. You can do the fast version, so the quality will be a lot less adequate in terms of what you were hoping to achieve. High quality. And then you have color or no color. Really just depends on what you're hoping to achieve. Now, if it's just a basic model and you want to 3D print it, then you probably go with no color. But today we're going to go for something that's small. It's going to be, we'll keep it as face. Let's keep it as geometry and high quality, and we're going to go for color just to really see how it turns out. And click on the screen, and then what you want to do is tell the Ferret that you're going to carry out a new scan. And this is where we're going to turn it over, put it on its legs like so, and move anything that might create a distortion. I'm going to use the actual carry case. I don't have a turntable, but it's probably something that you would need to do. I know that I've seen on the community that you have to have a specific way to actually set up the camera. So you'll need to have like a turntable, and some items may even need to be sprayed with a special 3D scanning spray, which from what I've seen is extremely expensive. But we're, like I say, just a quick review today. Nothing too intense. I will bring some more content on how I achieve some scans and go into a bit more detail. So as you can see, we're gonna go with this particular model. So what you want to do is kind of move anything that might be picked up in the background. So as you can see on the bottom of the screen, it says perfect and hold on. That kind of tells me, or the ferret is telling me, that it's picked up a good scan, it's very happy with what it's going to achieve. So let's move that down a little bit just so that we can pick up a bit more. That's fine. Once it says perfect hold on, we're going to click start and it'll do a countdown, and you can see this green object. This is the model itself. Now the green means that it's actually starting to build up the frames of it. So far we've got 2 frames. So to change that, what you want to do is just carefully move the model around. Every so often it will drop signal. Just make sure you give it enough time to pick up signal. So we've got 4 frames now, and what you want to do is just build up the actual aspect of it. So like I say, when it actually drops, so aim the scanner at the scan part of the target. So what you want to do is take it back to where you know, so it picks it up again like so. Just give it a time. It's not, with 3D scanning, it's not the easiest of things to do, if I'm honest, and like I say, I'm a novice in terms of 3D scanning, so how you see it is very raw and very amateur. It's probably the first experience in 3D scanning. I've always wanted to sort of have a try at it, and Creality quite kindly sent over the ferret for me to review, so it was kind of the perfect opportunity to actually carry out a scan. So once you see the green part, what it's kind of building now is like a 3D model of the model that I'm showing. So we've got 133 frames, so it's picked up 103 shots, 33 shots of this at the moment. So we're going to turn it around and say it's a bit of a trial and error, so it's gone into error, so just take it back to an area where it picks it up. And you've got these 2 screens on the left, kind of helps you guide it. Really depends on how much of the model you're hoping. Now it's going to do as much rendering as it can and what is functionally possible, but you will need to add it into a program such as Blender, which I have no experience of, so I'm just going to show you the very raw footage of what you're likely to see and how it's going to react when you purchase this ferret. So we're going to skip through these next few bits, but as we're picking up, we're at 271 frames and it's still picking up more, and every time it picks up a frame it's building a strong picture of the item that you're scanning. So you can also see that it's picking up my hand and the box itself, which is not ideal, but you can actually render those out on, like I say, the Blender. It also probably would help to try and make sure that the model you're scanning, it has no interference. So we're at 381, so I'm going to carry on scanning and then we'll come back and hopefully we would have picked up a 3D model. Okay, so it's carried out a scan and we've got 1,173 frames, so I'm hoping, like I say, it's picked up a lot of interference in terms of my hand and the box itself, so I do believe that you do need to have like a very slow turntable just to be able to pick up, so that you're not interfering with the actual model. So I'm carrying out an optimization, so it's just building up the actual model itself. So once that's done, we can come back to that. Okay, so it's built up a 3D model. Obviously, it has picked up the base, but you can see it's got quite a lot of areas where it's missed out. This is probably really down to me not scanning fully around the edges. It's imperative to like try and get as much of it as possible. So we're just going to go over to the next part, which is the meshing. So hopefully it should fix up a bit more of that. So depending on your phone's operating system and RAM, really depends on how quickly this happens. Okay, so everything's done now in terms of the rendering. As you can see, apart from the fact that it's picked up the base, as I said earlier, it has done a really good job in terms of the quality. So it's fixed a lot of the holes that you probably saw earlier. Just on a pinch and zoom, you can see quite a lot of the detail on there. The actual model itself isn't that detailed, so the lady doesn't have any face in terms of how she looks, but you can see that it's picked up a lot of the definition, you know, the heart and that. So I mean, it would give you a very basic replica of it, but as you can see from the two images, they're not that different. So you could probably go ahead and 3D print that, and like I say, on your slicer you could probably remove the base so that it just sits flat like it does here. But I think that's come out really well for something that I've tried just the once in terms of using this. So I think it's a case of taking your time with it and really learning how to 3D scan, use a lot of YouTube and how-to guides. I know that Creality have some extra information in terms of best quality processors and stuff, so I do like the program, quite easy to use. I know that some people have said that it's got some limitations, but I believe for an amateur like myself, in terms of 3D scanning, it's come out, I think it's come out relatively well. Quite happy with that. You can change so you can change different aspects on it. So it's going to color map now, so it should come out with the colors that it shows here. So while that's loading, we'll go away for a second and come back, and hopefully it will show that. Okay, yeah, so the color mapping has also worked. I think that looks absolutely fantastic, considering, like I say, my limitations in knowledge on 3D scanning. It's picked up that absolutely, I mean, it's picked up my hands as well, which is kind of hilarious. So like I say, on Blender and that, you could edit all that out, but you could also probably do it in your slicer, especially in my case. Some of these parts you would have to edit out. Like I say, I know there's plenty of videos online for that. But I think in terms of the quality of the scan, based on the fact that I've just unboxed it and just taken one quick go at it, I believe over time I would become a lot better at it and gain knowledge in terms of how to 3D scan. But you can see how that looks, and it's picked up all the detail really well, especially in this color mapping. You can flick between the two, so you could 3D print it like that. I'm not going to show any 3D prints today, but I will bring it back to my channel in quick shorts, so you can see. I'm going to try and 3D print this just so that it shows, and hopefully some successful prints. So something so simple as this, I believe a model like this would be a lot easier to 3D scan in terms of picking up all the definitions of the hands and the heart, and the fact that she doesn't have a face either. It's just a quick model. I thought it was the best way to actually show you, and that is the Creality Ferret scanner. Very easy to use. So today this was just this particular video was just the unboxing and the setup and how to set it up on your mobile phone. The actual setting is much like the actual connecting up to the PC as well. The program's probably slightly easier to use, but I will bring another video on how to connect up that as well. But that was just a quick unboxing and showcase of the Creality Ferret scanner by Creality. Like I say, over the next few weeks I will bring some prints that I've managed, and I will definitely try and print this particular one once I've cleaned up the model. Yeah, Really like it. Thank you everyone for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, it all helps. And take care everyone. Phil from 3DB UK.